So Devin Booker is finally extended. He signed a 2-year, $145 million extension yesterday. And all anyone can talk about, all the doofuses on the internet can talk about, is how it's a bad deal. And let's call it what it is. I don't think you actually are being serious when you say the Phoenix Suns shouldn't have traded Devin Booker. I think this is a world where people are looking for intelligent takes with the most low effort that they can give to appear smart, but not really want to put in the effort. I am going to go through the Devin Booker extension one more time. Maybe I'll break it out for social media as well. But I want to be quick about it because I've talked about this a few times, but I don't think people are really getting it. And so let's go here. Devin Booker last night signed a 2-year, $145 million extension. And I've seen a lot of talk about it. Well, Devin Booker is now overpaid. Okay, let's take all of the negativity that people are trying to add and let's talk about it, okay? Let's address it. Let's address the elephant in the room. So, Devin Booker, overpaid, $75+ million a year, nearly going to get $80+ million a year towards the end of his contract. Okay, I continue to ask this question, and no one has a clear answer. No one has given me a good thought or a good answer or why it's a bad idea to trade Devin Booker. They just want to go online, have their clicky opinion, their trendy opinion, with giving the least amount of effort or research possible, which is none. If you are in the Suns' position, not only did you want to extend Devin Booker, you had no choice. So here's the question, the second part of Devin Booker's extension. You want to get rid of Devin Booker. You don't want to extend Devin Booker. Then what? What is your plan? If you are a Suns fan and you don't want to extend Devin Booker, what is your plan? I'm totally okay with you having a different opinion than me and feeling like, you have really hit it on the head. I'm okay with you having a different opinion. I just want to know, then what? You want to move on from Devin Booker because if you don't extend Devin Booker, you have to trade him. Or in 2-3 years from now, you lose him for nothing. And that price tag to extend him just keeps going up. Do you understand that? Okay, let's do this. So let's go through your thought exercise. You want to move on from Devin Booker. Let's say you trade him. Let's trade him to the Rockets. Let's get back Reed Shepherd. Let's get back 4 first-round picks. Let's get back, I don't know, Dillon Brooks and Cam Whitmore, this, that, and the other. Let's say it's Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore. Throw him in there. I don't care. 4 first-round picks. Okay, sounds good. If you are trading Devin Booker to the Rockets because you're not extending him, or to any other team, if you're trading Devin Booker to any other team, you expect them, or you're hoping for them to blow it up, to be terrible, to be a team that misses the playoffs. That's what you're hoping for. Because you don't have your own picks. So if you're not extending Devin Booker, you're trading him elsewhere, wherever that may be, and you're hoping that team fails flat on its face, misses the playoffs, and then their ping pong ball gets picked, and you get a top 3 pick, and then you make the right selection. You don't bust. You figure it out. Those seem like a lot of ifs to me. You know what you can do if you do extend Devin Booker? You retool the roster around him. And although I'm skeptical of Jaylen Green, I like all the other pieces. Rasheer Fleming, Kaman Malawach, Dillon Brooks, Mark Williams. You've got guys to retool the roster around Devin Booker. I don't know how well it's going to go. But to act like they're not retooling it around him, and let's say that they retool it around him and it works. Let's say Devin Booker, they retool around him, and Devin Booker goes nuclear supernova Devin Booker for a full year, which We've seen him do. The regular season is not the same thing as the postseason. So what happens then? Oh, you make the playoffs, you retool the roster around you, Jalen Green maybe figures it out, and then you lure another star here. It's not impossible. It's still Phoenix. So, I'm having a hard time buying into the argument. You want to move on from Devin Booker, then what? Okay, so the plan to move on from Devin Booker is move off of Devin Booker, get in another team's picks, pray that that team internally explodes and is a lottery team. Their ping pong ball gets picked first or second or third. You pick the right star player, and that's when your rebuild really starts to take shape. Do you realize how stupid that is? Do you forget that the Suns don't have their own picks? Not only did the Suns want to extend Devin Booker, and they should have extended Devin Booker, they literally had to. Because the option of getting rid of Devin Booker was being a god-awful team, win 15, 22 games a year without your own picks, knowing for the next half decade, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, you'll have the Rockets picks or the Bucks picks or whatever team's picks you want. And then what'll happen? Oh, those teams will be good because they have Devin Booker on them, and you'll be picking in the 20s. Or you could do this. You could retool the roster around Devin Booker like they have. Let Devin Booker try to take this team to the playoffs. And then, maybe in the offseason, next year's a very big free agency. You could sign a big star to come here. And then the retooling for a championship really begins. Well, what if they don't do that? Okay, you trade Devin Booker next year. Do you know why the Suns got nothing for Kevin Durant, or at least it felt like nothing at the time? Because he had no years left on his contract. Devin Booker next year would have 2 years left on his deal when you try to trade him. You would have less leverage. Now, next year, he'll have 3 years, 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, left on his deal. Guess what? It doesn't matter where Devin Booker wants to go. I guess you could try to help him, but the other team better give up a lot for him. Because you have more leverage. You'll just hold on to him. Who cares? Absolutely nauseating. Absolutely nauseating. It's just nonsense, man. And then let me go to this, because I've spent too much time on the Suns, and I got to get to the Cardinals quickly. You know what I cannot stand? Inauthenticity. Lying. I cannot stand it. Like when the Suns put up a Twitter post, it was like, thank you, Kevin Durant. Thank you. Thank you for all you've done here. We are so grateful. I'm not saying put out a post that says, Kevin Durant, we hate you, because that's not the case. But I'm not thankful for anything Kevin Durant did here. Yeah, he was a really good basketball player. He's been a really good basketball player everywhere. They won 6 total playoff games in 3 years. They didn't make the playoffs 1 year. They got swept a different year. No, I'm not thankful. That's why I didn't put out a tweet that says, oh, I know we've had our hardships. Oh, man. But I'm so thankful we got to have Devin Booker here. Aaron, my guy Aaron in the chat, did you see Coleman's vid on cards? What are your thoughts? I am unaware of what you're talking about, but I'm going to get to the cards in a little bit here. I appreciate your donation, though, brother. I just cannot stand the inauthenticity of, oh my God, I'm so thankful. It's like, no, you're not. And if you are, what are you thankful for? Being a laughingstock? Losing? It's not all Kevin Durant's fault, but I'm so over this idea. And then not just the Suns, but also the Houston Rockets. Where the Rockets, they put out a full video for Jaylen Green. Here's my message to Jaylen Green. The Rockouts put out an inauthentic social media clip that said, oh, thank you, Jaylen. Thank you for being part of the rebuild. Thank you. Oh, you helped get us to the playoffs. Thank you. And then what? And then what? You were so thankful to Jaylen Green that you traded a young up-and-coming player with a lot of potential, although I'm skeptical of how it's going to fit in Phoenix, for a 36-year-old, soon-to-be 37-year-old player, and said, we want that guy. You're not that thankful for what Jaylen Green did. And so here's where the message to Jaylen Green comes. Regardless of those ridiculous, inauthentic social media posts saying, thank you, Jaylen Green, for the time you had in Houston. We're so thankful that we shipped your ass over to Phoenix for a guy at the tail end of his career, although still a very good player, but we'd rather deal with him. We saw what happened when the Kings traded Tyrese Halliburton, and we saw what happened when the Kings traded Tyrese Halliburton. We saw what happened when the Clippers traded SGA. We're just not that worried about it. We don't think you're going to be that good. Do you think the Kings would still trade Tyrese Halliburton for Domantas Sabonis or SGA for Paul George if you're the Clippers? No, I don't think so. The Rockets saw the risk and said, yeah, we're not too worried about it. Jaylen Green, if there's a chance that you could kind of, if there's a way Jaylen Green needs to evolve his game, it's this. If you want people to respect, how good of a basketball player you are and all this good stuff that you can do if you're Jaylen Green, getting to the basket, hitting an occasional three-point shot, being someone that you can trust. If there's anything Jaylen Green needs to motivate himself more than what he feel like he already needs to do for this Suns team, changing his game to help adapt to what the Suns want to do and Devin Booker as his running mate, if there's one thing that should motivate him more than anything else, it's the Rockets, although putting out a phony, corny social media post thanking Jaylen Green for his time here. It's him knowing the Kings traded Tyrese Halliburton. The Clippers traded SGA. The Rockets saw them trade a young up-and-coming player, maybe a star someday, for an old vet, and it didn't work out either times for those two teams. And they said, we're not too worried about it. We don't think Jaylen Green's going to do that. That's what they said. If there's anything Jaylen Green needs more to motivate himself, it's looking at the Rockets saying, we know that there's a 36-year-old superstar player coming to our team, and we saw what it did when the Clippers traded for Paul George or when the Kings traded for Domantas Sabonis, but we're just not too worried about it. We don't think you're as good as those two players. Remember that. That's all I'll say, is remember that. If you don't think you need to change your game or adapt to what the Suns need to do, remember what the Rockets said about you. They traded you, a 22-year-old up-and-coming player with star potential, even if I'm skeptical about the fit in Phoenix, and said, we want the 36-year-old player who has an injury history, fights with people online, but we think we can win better with him. Remember that. The other team that traded you just saw 2 times a young player was traded for a star player, and it blew up in their face in Tyrese Halliburton and SGA. They look at you and they say, you're not Tyrese Halliburton or SGA. What do we care? We're sick of you. Bring in the 36-year-old who fights with people online and is older and has an injury history. That's what they think of you. If Jaylen Green needs anything more to motivate himself, it's right there. That's what he needs to use. And it's in the best interest of the Suns, too. If Jaylen Green is awesome, they got a 22-year-old star. Traded him away for a 36-year-old. And that's kind of the point it is that needs to be made there. That's the motivation that it should be for Jaylen Green.